Like they say, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and it is the Christmas edition of Nigeria Superfans Forum. I welcome you, and my name is Oluwafemi Ashwal, and I say Merry Christmas to all our superfans out there. I have Kayode Ogundare in the studio, and despite the fact that it's the season of sharing, I'm here to receive a hamper. Did I ever say hamper? Not even a while from Kayode Ogundare. Kayode, you're welcome.
Thank you. The only person that deserves a hamper, a gift, is baby Jesus and his mother Mary. And they've had 2,000 years of gift taking. So I don't know whether you are the father or mother of Jesus.
I'm a relative. they are no longer here with us. So we who are still here, I hope you brought my gift.
All right, we'll get it at the end of the program.
All right. Okay, so let's quickly give you a sneak peek into what we'll be discussing on the show today. Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has declared that will be available to play for Nigeria at the African Cup of Nations, which is just a little above 2 weeks. That will be taking place in Cameroon. But the thing is, should we risk Osimhen to play for Nigeria at the AFCON if he is fit or not? Also, remember that last edition we introduced a yellow or red card segment, but from today it will be known as foul play. So keep that in your diary. It will be known as foul play. So where you have the liberty to give a yellow or red card to which club, which official didn't do what they are supposed to do. So that is what we're looking at today. Of course, the Nigerian Football Federation, they've signed an insurance package with a major bank in the country that will be to take charge of accident injuries for Super Eagles players. That is what we'll be looking at on the show today. So you can be rest assured that it's going to be another fantastic time on the show today. Before we get into the discussion, let's quickly go on this very brief break. We'll be back. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and it's still Nigeria Superfans Forum. Kayode, we've discussed this issue before, talking about Victor Osimhen. Then it was Napoli. Remember, we brought the Gava to Napoli, saying that they were maybe attempting to risk Osimhen back, risking him back. But now it's the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Napoli might be ready to release Osimhen because the team doctor said he will sacrifice to go to AFCON with Osimhen. But whether he's fit or not, we know we need him, of course. Should we risk him to AFCON?
Honestly, Femi, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure being here. I think Osimhen's case has been overflogged. You know how I feel about the boy. I am a very, very big fan of Osimhen. He is, like I keep saying, one of our most important players at the moment, one of the most important African players in Europe at the moment. But I think Osimhen is a needless distraction at the AFCON. We do not need that distraction. Osimhen is not going to be 100%.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm very, very serious. This may not sit well with a lot of people, but I think he is a needless distraction. We are going to the Nations Cup. Don't forget, when a player goes on a major injury, and is recuperating, you don't know which player you're getting back. Is it the player that is fully fit and mentally ready, or the player who has at the back of his mind that I was injured, the next kick, the next attempt will be a recurrence of that injury.
But players have always been injured, and you see players come back.
When players get injured, major ones like this, is different from the everyday injury that you have at training grounds and matches that you get knocked down and you knock off and you are back on your feet the next minute. But this was a major injury. According to the club doctor, he nearly lost use of that hand. So he required a surgery, a major surgery. So for me, I would rather, for the interest of the boy, first and foremost, because before Osimhen was a player, he is a human being, somebody's son. We should think about his life first. We should think about his career. Do we want to? Like I keep saying, Osimhen is just 22.
But why are you so worried, Kayode? He said he is ready. He said he is ready to play if he is among the players invited for AFCON.
Osimhen will tell you that because he is a footballer, he wants to play always. Have you ever seen a player who is on the bench and is out?
And mind you, that he's been tipped to return for Napoli by mid-January.
Of course, Napoli will say that, considering how much they have spent to bring Osimhen to the club, considering how important Osimhen has grown to be in the last 1 year, they won't say anything to get him playing. But the fact still remains that do we want to risk him and risk a much more permanent injury to Osimhen? Don't forget, I will give you two different instances where a player has been rushed back into action like that. The first time, for some of our younger viewers, In 1987, going to the under 20 World Cup.
Now listen to history.
There was, yeah, it is history. There was a certain Team John Essing, Nigeria's most important player that are going into the flying into the World Cup. In fact, it was so good. It was nicknamed the African Maradona.
Yeah.
It was that good.
Very
talented,
good. Yeah.
Very, very good. Unfortunately, he built up to the World Cup. He left the training camp. He went out against others, and he got shot by armed robbers in Lagos, in Surulere.
Yeah.
He got shot by armed robbers. He was hospitalized. The bullet was removed in a major surgery. The whole nation was practically on our knees praying for his recovery. He recovered just in time. He made the World Cup squad, but that was until then. He became the worst outing for the World Cup for the Flying Eagles, because in 1983 they qualified for the first time. In 1985 they came third. In 1987 they had a very worst result. They couldn't even leave their goal. And not only getting kicked out, they had some of the worst results. They lost to Brazil, lost to Italy, and drew 2-2 with Canada. So for me, at the end of the competition, everybody was now like, perhaps if Essien had not been rushed back, other players equally talented would have taken up the gauntlet and done much better than that. At the end of the day, what happened? We regretted taking Essien to the Nations Cup. Fast forward in 2002, before the World Cup again, the Senior FIFA World Cup, David Beckham sustained an injury
for England.
Why
playing for Manchester United in the Champions League against Deportivo La Coruña?
God bless you, against Deportivo La Coruña. He had a major injury, a major surgery. He was rushed back. At the end of the day, what happened to England's World Cup dream? If he hadn't gone, probably they would have gone even further than they did. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to downplay Osimhen's
importance in the team. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I consider him one of the most. He will be one of the first two names out of the box for me if I were to name a roster for the Super Eagles. But as it is now, I will not, because I want temporary joy of seeing Osimhen score for us, risk him having a more permanent injury. That's why I would want to think twice before taking Osimhen. And like I keep saying, Femi, Osimhen is just 22 years old. There will be enough AFCONs to go to if he doesn't go to this first one. There are 1,001 other competitions
for him.
In fact, if he's fully recovered, he will be ready for a World Cup playoff, and when we qualify
for Qatar.
For Qatar 2020.
Okay, Victor Osimhen has returned to training now and is wearing a face mask. But of course, we've also seen players who wear face masks to play competitive football. But let's wait and see, because it's been said that the team will be camping in Abuja ahead of the AFCON. But now, kind of quickly, let's look at other players. Let's assume that the NFF might decide to leave Osimhen or even take him to AFCON and hope that he will recover by the time the competition gets to the knockout phase. Let's look at Awoni. Let's look at Dennis Emmanuel, players who are doing well in their respective club. These players have not been invited, or Awoni has been invited, but not given the time by former Super Eagles technical advisor. I'm talking about Gernot Rohr. Now, let's look at Emmanuel Dennis, for instance, doing well at Watford. But these players have not been tested at the continent. You know, it's a different thing to play in Europe and do well. It's a different thing to come to Africa and actually do well. Do you think these players, I'm sure we've discussed Awoni before, but let's look at Dennis Emmanuel particularly. Do you think he will be able to? Remember, Onachu has been ruled out because he sustained an hamstring injury playing for Genk. So what options do you think Nigeria has?
I think it would be a disservice to think African football is vastly different from what happens in Europe, and I'll tell you why. Some few years back.
I'm talking about being tested.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The robustness, the ruggedity of African football is no longer there. Practically every African team now has players based in Europe. They're not used to the European way of playing football. The way Nigeria plays now wasn't the way we played in the 80s, not the way we even played in the 90s. Of course, some will long for those days.
Not more technical than physicality.
Yeah, there's much more technicality, intelligence in the game now than physical ability. Okay. So for me, this applies to other African countries too. They have a lot of players in Europe.
But not when you play against Cameroon.
No. See, the thing about
Cameroon have always been physical, particularly time they play with Super Eagles of Nigeria.
The Cameroon of the last 10 years has not been physical. the way they have had over the Super Eagles of Nigeria is just mental. They are mentally stronger than the Nigerian team. Not about talent. It's not about talent. Talent, player for player, we have better players. It is about the mental strength, the mental ability, the mental fortitude that, okay, you know what, we're going to play Nigeria, we're going to shed our blood. I don't see our players. I've been around the Super Eagles. I don't see our players. The only time they showed that kind of mental strength was against the same Cameroon. The World Cup qualifier when we beat them 4-0 I was with the team in Nigeria in the build up to the game in Rio at the Meridian Hotel. Yeah. And I tell you for free, there were players who told me, in fact, one, I'm not going to mention this, maybe I'll tell you off camera, told me that, you know what, bros, we are going to beat Cameroon. I may not know the result, but we are going to beat them. In fact, I'm willing to help you write your headline for the story you're going to write afterwards. They were that determined.
So determined.
You could see it in the training, you could see it in the tournament when they were going for the game, and you could see it until the last minute, even when they were leading Cameroon 2-0, 3-0, they did not relent. That kind of mindset, that kind of mentality is what we have always lacked, because they switch it on and on. The Cameroonians have it on permanent mode. Yeah. That's what we lack. Nobody plays physical football again.
So that means Osimhen could be safe after all.
It's not about Osimhen's safety from physical abuse. No, we are talking about freak injuries on the pitch, especially when you are just recuperating from a major injury like that. So that's where my fear is. I think those fears are founded. That's what I think.
Okay, well, of course, we'll continue to discuss Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen, and of course, we will monitor his recovery. Remember, we told you that we'll be giving you all the build-up to the 2022 African Cup of Nations that will be taking place in Cameroon. Let's quickly go on this brief break. We'll be back to discuss a major landmark by the Nigerian Football Federation, talking about the insurance they signed for the players. And of course, remember the foul play. Who with your red card or your yellow card will be going to this week? We'll be back. Please stay with us. Yeah, welcome back, and it's still Nigeria Super Fans Forum. Quickly, I'll take this. The NFF has signed a 2.3 billion naira annual partnership deal to insure all 35 players of the national team, with a total sum assured of 1.75 billion and total personnel accident insurance valued at 583 million for the next 3 years. Cherry news.
Yeah, it is a good one. At least I know a couple. After the news came up, I spoke with some ex-internationals, and they were like, they wish they had this when they were playing. Yeah, because some of them sustained injuries, some left-threatening. There are some that have permanent injuries now that they can't work well now, and other form of injuries, and they wish they had this. So for this, I think the NFF have done well, because it's comforting, reassuring when you know that you're going into battle, knowing that you're covered.
Yeah.
In the event of
in case of any eventuality,
you know that you are covered. Yeah. There's somebody to pick up the tab. So for me, I think it's kudos to the NFL for this. And hopefully we don't see, the thing about insurance is, you know it's there, but you don't hope you need it.
But if you need it, of course, it's always be there for you.
It's comforting to know that it's there when you need it, but we hope we don't have to resort to this, because when you have to resort to insurance, that means something tragic must have happened to somebody, and we do not pray for this for anybody. It's always good to have it at the back of your mind that you're covered in the case of any.
And we hope that the NFL will be able to extend this to the Super Falcons as well.
I pray so too. Yeah. To all national team players, and eventually every Nigerian footballer, whether you're playing in the league or wherever you're playing.
Okay, now let's go to foul play segment. Remember, I said that yellow or red card segment will be called foul play going forward. Kyle, my yellow card is supposed to go to you for not giving me any Christmas package yet, but I'll be forgiving you that. So, you know, the way the referee wants players, no more warning. The next is going to be here. Okay, so who will be taking your yellow or red card this weekend? I have mine. I have it close to my chest.
Okay.
So who will be taking your yellow or red card?
I think my red card actually, or let me say,
no warning.
No, it's a yellow card, because this is supposed to be a warning. The Nigerian Professional League started last week.
Of course.
And in the very first week, we saw the crowd disturbances at the Katsina Stadium, where Rangers International went away to defeat Katsina.
That has always been a recurring decimal.
This is 2022. Oh, I'm already in
2022.
Yeah, this is 2022. We shouldn't be having this. And that's part of the reasons why I think we should have our football on TV. If you have our football on TV, the crowd will be better behaved. The officials will not do any keep because they know that they are being watched all over the world. So those are the added benefit of having our
maybe it will spoil LMC to take drastic measures.
But be that as it may, no matter what the level of provocation, we shouldn't be seen taking this level of primitive taking the laws into our hands, detaining the team for more than 30 minutes on the pitch before the security officials came to escort them out of the village. So for this, I'm giving my Katsina people, I'm giving them this yellow card. This is a warning.
So what about the LMC? What about the organizers? Are they not supposed to make sure that maybe teams, home teams rather, make adequate security preparation? Or is it the LMC? At least somebody supposed to take responsibility for that.
Let me shock you. And I'm not holding brief for the LMC. No amount of security is capable of stopping a mob from doing whatever they want to do.
But at least they got onto the pitch one way or the other.
Yeah, they will get onto the pitch because
you've seen stewards in Europe, you know.
Because those stewards and those hooligans who could have gotten onto the pitch, most times they don't get onto the pitch. They do theirs outside the stadium. But here now, because the what do you call it, that is around the pitch has been removed, so those perimeter fencing is no longer there. It makes it easier to get onto the pitch. But like I said, I'm not holding brief for the security officials or the LMC. But what I think is we should educate the fans more that getting on the pitch, being violent on the officials or the opposing team is not the way to go. No, in fact, your own team, you might be displeased with them. You can clap, you can shout them down, you can boo them. That will send a message. They're trying to get at officials. That's why one of the reasons for not doing this. Our officials tend to be intimidated, and they do not perform at optimum level. And what does that bring? It brings the kind of shame we have at the AFCON that we are going to now. We do not have
we only have and one assistant referee.
That is it, because there is no security. They are easily intimidated to do what the home team and the home crowd wants. So for me, these are not the added-on effect of all of this.
So Kayode is giving a yellow card. Mine is a red card, and it goes to the League Management Committee, that is LMC, for not putting Nigerian League on television for the second season running, I think. Because last season we had to watch matches on via mobile app. So this is the second season. Of course, the LMC chairman, Shehu Diko, has said many times that it costs a lot of money to put football matches on TV because most of the stadiums in Europe, they are plug and play, where you just roll your cameras over there, you just plug and. But we have to get there. So my red card is going to the LMC. Producer, please don't forget that. Kayode, once again, thank you for coming through on the show.
It's a pleasure being here.
Okay, so until we come up with another edition, I remain Lafayette Mashalu. Please take it easy during this Yuletide season.
Merry Christmas.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.